Hi, thanks for joining me today. My name's Karen, and I am a dietitian with the Ohio WIC program. This presentation is brought to you in partnership with Ohio WIC and Produce Perks Midwest. We are very excited about our partnership with Produce Perks. They are a nonprofit organization, and they find solutions to address the inequities in our food system. They also work to increase affordable access to healthy food, and they support local farmers, and they strengthen our local economy, which all of that is so important work. So thank you very much to Produce Perks. Now I'll tell you a little bit about the WIC program as well, another amazing program. I have worked in WIC for about 18 years, and it is near and dear to my heart. You'll find that many WIC employees work in WIC long-term as myself, and I think it's because we all truly care about you and your families very much. WIC is a supplemental nutrition program, and we serve women, infants, and children. We help income-eligible pregnant and breastfeeding women, women who recently had a baby, infants, and children up to the age of 5. WIC provides nutrition education, breastfeeding education, and support. We provide supplemental, highly nutritious foods such as milk, eggs, whole grain foods, peanut butter, beans, fruits and vegetables, and iron-fortified infant formula. We also provide referrals to healthcare agencies for prenatal participants and pediatric participants, and we provide referrals to other maternal and child health and human service programs as well. If you do not currently participate in the WIC program and you're interested, please visit the Ohio Department of Health website. That can be found at www.odh.ohio.gov. And you'll see on the right-hand side of the screen, there's a WIC clinic directory link that can get you started. We have about, over 190 clinics in Ohio, so hopefully you'll be able to find one very close to where you live. All right, so let's get started here. We're going to make a quick, nutritious meal, and at the end of this, we will have dinner. Thanks for joining me for something that I love to do, which is cooking. As you can see, I received this apron as a gift, and it says Karen's Creations. And I'm also a mom, a busy mom. And although I love to cook, I don't like to spend a lot of time in the kitchen. So we will have this dinner together in no time, and you can add it to your list of quick, nutritious dinners. So first, you're going to start cooking your rice because the rice will take longer to cook than anything else. Now I have already cooked my rice, and I used this Success boil in a bag brown rice. And this rice can be purchased with your WIC benefits. So whatever kind of rice you have, you'll measure out 1.5 cups of dry rice and follow the directions on the label. This will make about 3 cups of cooked rice. Now I mentioned that this rice can be purchased with your WIC benefits. If you download the WIC Shopper app onto your phone, you can see all the foods you can purchase with your WIC card. There are several different types of rice you can purchase. Okay, let's move on to the next step. So when your rice is cooking, let's chop up some broccoli and carrots into small pieces. We will start with the carrots. Give the carrots a quick rinse. You really don't have to even peel them if you don't want to. We're just gonna cut off the ends here. And I usually like to slice it down the middle a little bit. We need about 1/2 cup of carrots. Now, although I'm using a smaller knife here to chop up the carrots, what I can do, if you use a bigger knife, you can simply use the rocking motion, and it'll cut up your carrots in even smaller pieces. The fresh carrots and other fruits and vegetables can be purchased with your WIC card, and you might want to visit some farmers markets in Ohio this summer. There are a lot of nice ones out there. Okay. Now with the carrots here, you just want to make sure that they're all kind of similar in size so that they cook at the same rate. Okay, and you can see I have a little more than half a cup here. That's okay. And now let's cut some of the broccoli up. So we're going to start with this. I'm just going to cut a few pieces of broccoli up here since I already cut up the broccoli that we need as well. So what I like to do is I like to turn the broccoli over like that so you can kind of see exactly where you're cutting instead of trying to cut through like that. Just keep your fingers tucked away. All right, and we need a half a cup of broccoli. And again, we'll add this to the broccoli I already have. Definitely more than a half a cup of broccoli here. But more broccoli never hurt anyone, right? Okay, next, I'm going to prepare the garlic. It says we need to have 2 cloves of minced garlic. Now, mincing simply means that we're going to dice it up very small. Okay, and when you go to the store and you buy garlic, it's going to look like this, okay? A bulb. So that's called a bulb of garlic, okay? And when you break into it, you can see that we can break away, and that's when we get the individual cloves, okay? All right, so let's get this garlic cut up. So you can simply cut a little bit off of each end because there's kind of a hard skin on there. And you can see you can just peel it away. And then once you get all the skin off, what you'll do, I like to just kind of cut it into strips first. Cut it into strips, and then just kind of line all those up, and again, just kind of chop them very small. And then what we want to do to bring out the flavor of the garlic, we want to crush it. So how we're going to do that, we can either, we can use one of our big utensils like this and just kind of press down on the garlic so that some of the juices come out, okay? You can use a spoon or spatula, whatever works for you, but just something to kind of get that garlic crushed up a little bit. And I'm going to add that to the crushed garlic that I already have prepared. All right. So, all right. So we have our fresh garlic. Let me tell you, there's nothing like fresh garlic. It is the best, and it's so good for you. Let's see here. And also remember, you can purchase garlic, and since this is a fresh vegetable and herb, you can purchase that with your WIC card as well. Okay. Now, let me clean off my surface here a little bit. All right, so now we're going to prepare the chicken. The recipe says we need to cut up the chicken to about half of the size of our thumb. Okay, now what's really important here is that I cut up the vegetables first, so that when I cut up the chicken, we're not getting raw chicken juices on the vegetables from the cutting board. Raw meat can carry germs like viruses and bacteria that can make you sick. So these can transfer to our hands, cooking utensils, and other foods as well. So be very careful that when you have foods that are not going to be cooked, set them aside like we did, okay, so that the raw meat cannot contaminate them or touch them, okay? And that's why cooking chicken and other meats to the proper temperature is so important. That is the only way to really kill that bacteria that it carries naturally. Chicken is going to be cooked here to 165 degrees. Okay, so let me grab my chicken. Okay, so here's my chicken. Yours might look a little different. That's fine. What I am going to do is just cut off any excess, any excess fats or skin that don't belong. Make it nice and trimmed up. Okay. All right. Now this chicken that I have is fresh, but you can also use frozen chicken breasts. That's great. If you have any leftover chicken from another meal that you want to use, that's great. Or even another meat that you want to use that you have left over. We definitely like not wasting food, and we use up what we can, and just kind of get creative. Add your own touch to things and have fun. Okay, so we're just going to cut up the chicken here. And again, just make sure that they're all around the same size, if you can. I actually did, I'm going to add this to some chicken that I had already cooked up as well. Okay, so now we need to cook the chicken in 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. And again, we just touched raw chicken, so make sure that you wash your hands and, don't let the cutting board touch any other food. Okay. Heat to about medium high. Okay, so we're going to add this raw chicken here to the pan. And I'm going to wash my hands again. Okay, so the chicken's going to start heating up here. Again, like medium high heat. And we're just going to start moving the chicken around here. Now you notice that I'm moving the chicken around here with a utensil. However, once I see that the chicken is cooked on all sides, where it's no longer pink, I'm going to change out my utensil. Okay. So that way I'm not mixing cooked food with the food that just touched the raw chicken. Okay. The nice thing about cooking stir fries like this is that you're cooking them at a fairly high temperature, so they're going to cook fast for you. And another tip: if you cut up your chicken smaller, it's going to cook faster. Is I'm going to add the chicken that I had already cooked to it, so we can again move a little faster here. And now, once your chicken's cooked, you can add the 2nd tablespoon of vegetable oil. You can add the garlic and broccoli and carrots. we're going to cook this for about 3 to 4 minutes. And the vegetables are going to get nice and tender, not mushy. Flavors are all going to start blending nicely together. Okay. And I like to keep the foods moving when I cook them so that there's no one section that, that ends up cooking faster than another one. Or maybe it's because I like to play with my food. So, yep, I think that's it. But hey, that works, right? Okay, this looks beautiful. Okay. The nice thing about stir fries also is that you can use any vegetable you want. You can use cauliflower, mushrooms, onions, tomatoes, celery, water chestnuts, anything you can think of. And again, these are all things you can get with your WIC nutrition card. Okay. You can also get different types of vegetables and fruits such as, frozen or canned. So make sure to download that WIC Shopper app and look at all of your amazing choices. Okay, so we've had this going for a few minutes here. Okay, so now it's time to add the rice. Now I'll tell you what works best. It works best when the rice is cooked ahead of time and it's cold, just because it seems to hold up better when it's cooking with the chicken and vegetables like this. You're going to see this nice bright green broccoli, and that means that it is cooked perfectly. You see any broccoli that looks like, oh, maybe not a great color green, maybe not a very attractive color green, and it's kind of mushy? Well, then you probably have some overcooked broccoli. Okay, so this is a nice way to cook your vegetables. You're cooking them fast so you can retain all those great nutrients. Okay, so now we're going to reduce the heat here to about half. So I have an electric stove, so I put it down to about 5. Make a little place in the center here for our eggs. Okay, now important, raw eggs fall under the category just like the raw meat. So whatever utensil we use here with the raw egg, we're going to want to switch that out. And we're just going to kind of break those eggs up a little bit, mix them up a little bit, and then let those cook for a few minutes. So while this is cooking, this is a great dish. If you have kids at home, you can always help, have them help practice cooking, cutting up the vegetables. Kids love to help. And when they help to make a meal, guess what? They're like 200% times more likely to eat it. Maybe that's not quite an accurate percentage there, but it's a very likely that they're going to eat it. So if you have a picky eater at home, get them in the kitchen with you and get them cooking. Okay, so we're gonna make sure these eggs are cooking a little bit here. To make sure the eggs are completely done. And then we're going to do, we will start mixing it all together. Now, this looks great. And remember, this doesn't have to be, exactly how I do it. feel free to, you need to add your own touch, have fun with it. Do it however you like and whatever works for you and your family. Okay. Okay. All right. So now here we usually add some soy sauce. Now, if you have a kiddo that doesn't like soy sauce, you can always wait to add it on, maybe separately at the dishes at the table for each individual. Or sometimes I like to use teriyaki sauce, and that gives it a different flavor. We're just going to put a little bit of soy sauce on here. And I have already turned off the heat. Just mix that in there. Okay. And there you have it. Chicken fried rice. Looks beautiful. Thank you again for joining me. I hope you like your delicious meal, and we look forward to seeing you again.